Live picture of the White House coming up on 7:30 in Washington, D.C. on a Tuesday morning. Joining us now, the co-founders of political opposition research firm Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson and Peter Frisch. They're out with a new book entitled Crime in Progress, Inside the Steele Dossier and the Fusion GPS Investigation of Donald Trump. And back with us for this conversation, NBC News correspondent covering national security and intelligence, Ken Delaney. Gentlemen, good morning. Good to have you with us.
Good morning.
Glenn, let me just start with you. Fusion GPS, the Steele Dossier, they've become these buzz terms over the last 3 or 4 years. We heard them come up again in the impeachment inquiry and those open hearings. I just want to go back to the beginning, though, of who hired you during the campaign to look into then-candidate Donald Trump in 2015.
Right. Originally, we were retained by a conservative newspaper during the Republican primaries, and it was an intra-Republican competition. So we worked for about 7 months looking into Donald Trump during the Republican primaries. That's important to remember and is detailed at length in the book because the Republican talking points about us now are that this is some kind of Democratic hoax or a Democratic conspiracy. That doesn't make logical sense because the Republicans paid for half of the investigation.
So we're talking about September of 2015. The Washington Free Beacon, a conservative outlet, comes to you. At the time, like many Republicans, opposed Donald Trump and was looking for dirt. When did they stop their association with you, and who picked it up from there?
Well, first, I just correct a little thing. We weren't looking for dirt so much as understanding of who this individual was, his business record. You know, this is the first time a real estate executive has run for president, I think. Doris will correct me.
You are correct.
And, you know, so we actually amassed a lot of evidence of I would call it a sort of a ecosystem of compromise around Donald Trump and people affiliated with the former Soviet Union. You know, people like Felix Sater, who was, you know, a convicted criminal, once stabbed someone in the face with a margarita glass, went to prison for it. You know, and then we saw a poker ring being run by the Russian mob out of Trump Tower, you know, which hosted the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio and Alex Rodriguez. So when you sort of stack a lot of that up, we got to the point where we felt like we needed to know a little bit more. Public records laws aren't so great in Russia, so we turned to Chris Steele.
And that was